Hello, world, and welcome to another edition of the podcast of With That Being Said, brought to you by the Brothers Blue. Today, we're going to be eating some hot wings. We're going to kind of do a Hot Ones inspired video like we've done in the past. We've got two specific hot sauces that we're going to be diving into. And on top of that, we're going to actually talk about food from kind of like a scientific aspect or standpoint, background, gastronomic influences as well. If you want, we could probably talk about that being part of our conversation. So, with that being said, that's Brother Kyle.
And that is Brother Cody. And like he was saying, we're gonna be eating some chicken wings, but I wanted to have another topic for us to sort of go over while we're eating these wings, which Cody is going to be describing for us. The specific sauces and whatnot that we'll be doing today. But the main topic of conversation with the sort of, like you were saying, gastronomic influence, largely inspired by, again, this is just a concept that sort of exists in gastronomy, the salt, acid, fat, heat thing, which, again, a lady wrote a whole book and like she has a whole series on it, and that's good. But that doesn't include the flavor profiles of sweetness or umami. And
Right.
so we're going to be kind of a little all over the place with that stuff.
And I think that's kind of how it sets itself up naturally, because there are the four tastes that are sweet, sour, salty, and bitter.
Yeah.
And then umami is the fifth one. And so, yeah, those are kind of touched upon when you go over the concept of salt, fat, acid, heat.
Yeah.
So again, they kind of intertwine in a fun way that makes, in my opinion, conversation about them very, very fun. But I think we could easily talk about this. Do you want to go ahead and get started and get into our food?
Yeah. Well, one. Yeah. So, first of all, I do want to read that definition, just because, again, I think this heat thing kind of is making me think about sweetness, and sweetness is not like part of the thing at all. But I also think about like chemical reactions of sweetness, because I was thinking of like, what is a base of sweetness? It's like sugar and
Right.
and honey and like natural sweeteners, things like
Right.
that. So again, the definition: by understanding how these elements interact, cooks can create delicious meals even without relying on strict recipes. I love that. The concept is applicable to all types of cuisine and encourages intuitive cooking based on these fundamental principles. That's, again, why I wanted to read that definition, because I just identify with it so much.
Yeah, and I think it harkens back to the idea of not just like the home cook, but like just knowing what things either go together or how to do certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like again, the idea is salt, fat, acid, heat. These are all these different things. Whereas before, the other thing that we're talking about is just taste. All these other things come from salt, fat, acid, heat, texture. And that's a big one, actually, texture. And so, like, the way texture breaks down can also be differentiated from temperature, or like the way things are heated, right?
Yes, exactly. Or not heated.
Or not. Exactly, right.
Yeah.
So, the first one that we're gonna do is Famous Dave's Devil's Spit, and this is an American barbecue sauce. I've actually been very familiar with this one for well over 10 years, since I lived in Denver back in the day. It's just a spicy ass barbecue sauce. That's kind of all there is to it. I think it's got good full flavor, while also being very, very hot.
Well, and so this is what got me like doing more research into these concepts, and especially like sweetness, because the majority of barbecue sauces get their sweetness from honey. The
Or
majority,
ketchup. Yeah.
the majority of again, it's like I was watching her show and she's talking about how like the fat, like the oils that you use are the base, like that's the
Right.
real
Yep.
real base. And like I was thinking the same thing of like what's a barbecue sauce, the base. To get
Yeah.
to make it to like make it sweeter or less sweet, you know use more or less honey.
Right. And so
Sucrose.
yeah, I'm gonna dive into this guy and give it a try, and yeah.
It's honestly not very spicy, which is
Oh, it's not.
I told you what I was going to use that barbecue sauce for in another dish. I think it'll be better there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking also it's one of those sauces where it's spicier on the back end than it is on the front end.
Mm.
So you let it build for a minute and it gets spicier. Whereas on the front end, it just kind of tastes like sweet barbecue sauce.
I hope you're right.
But the next one I think is going to be very spicy because I eat that Bulldog ramen all the time, and their hot sauce it's hot. So yeah.
Yeah. And I actually feel bad because I didn't do like any research on the bulldog, but I have had it before, and it's like notoriously spicy. If you have any like food TikToks or anything, bulldog ramen is pretty common in there, and like it's like notoriously hot. So
Yep.
I'm excited for that.
And so what I'll say, last thing before we move on, is that devil's spit is very full flavored and I love it. Like I'm all about it. The spice level could be a little bit higher, but I think the flavor is on point and the seasoning, and well, I did do the air fryer wings, so I did really good wings again, but that's really good sauce in my opinion.
So I told you what I'm gonna add it to the shredded chicken I have, but again, I think to just kick up the heat, I'm gonna add some red pepper flakes to it.
Yeah. So traditionally, and that was the thing, is back in the day when I worked at Wells Fargo and would go to crockpot luncheons, I would just take chicken and that devil spit barbecue and just tear it up and serve it with Hawaiian rolls.
That's all right. Then that's what I'm gonna do. But again, I just want to kick up that heat a little bit, so I'm gonna add something to it.
Yeah, that was like I made red chimichurri the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna make this spicier, and I added another Fresno, and I added some more crushed red, and I blended it again, and it was awesome.
And even still, I ate that whole wing like it's down to the bone.
Isn't that good? Isn't that sauce good?
It's good. I'm dude. Maybe more of it too. Like if you generally like if you eat more of something that's only a little spicy, it builds, like you said.
I agree.
So,
Yep.
So maybe it'll be a little more full flavored if I get more into it.
All right. So the other one is Bulldog. So this guy is spicy, like we were saying.
I opened it up.
Weird is this is a ramen brand. But the Asian grocery store that I go to happened to have this, so I just bought it and sent it to Kyle with the devil spit, so we could have both of them and we could try both of them. I've actually never had this on a wing, so I'm apprehensive and excited.
Yeah. Again, like the smell, like I can smell the. This is Thai, isn't it? Like you
I'm
can
not sure.
That. Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta find out.
I'm gonna definitely do more research on Bulldog because you just said it's a ramen brand.
I think it's Korean.
I think Bulldog is the type of sauce.
Yep, South Korean.
Yep.
Yeah.
It smells so good. I'm really
All
excited.
right. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one a
Cheers.
go.
Cheers. All right. Oh yeah. Right away. You can feel it on your lips.
Yep. Woo! That's spicy. Ooh, damn. Like real spicy. Woo!
I love it so much. Like making you sweat. Like, yeah. I should have got milk.
100% spicier way. Like all day.
Like
Woo!
5, 10 times. Like my face is turning red, dude.
That's a good one.
I'm seriously so good. Like, yeah. Mm. Oh god, so good. So one just to finish this off, I do want to read the definition for heat.
Yeah.
Transforms food's texture and flavor through chemical reactions. Mastering heat control is crucial for achieving the desired outcome. So again, these definitions from the Google about the salt, acid, fat, heat thing. I'm really digging the idea that like if you master these or these like mastering these concepts really will help you cook without using recipes. I love
It.
I've talked about that.
It's like a weird form of mastery. And I don't
Yeah.
know if you said that, but like that's what it seems like. And so, like, if you have this mastery over like how to apply heat, how to apply salt, how to apply fat, how to apply acid, and that's what like I'm glad you brought it up earlier, and I'm gonna rewatch the show because fat literally is how I start every single dish.
Yes, that's how most dishes are. That's what she says. It's like think about it. I sprayed my pan with olive oil or with vegetable oil to cook these wings. I have a spray and I just again the oil is the base of like everything.
Yeah. And I sprayed my air fryer and then I sprayed the wings because it makes them crunchier.
And that's actually a good idea. I should have done that. But
Or,
yeah, that's
that's fucking hot.
yes, it is. It's delicious. And yeah, it also just reminds me of the sweet thing because again, heat and sweet, I feel like are the two biggest ones that are like chemical reactions. Because
But it's funny because sweet's not on there.
no, it's not. But acid is on there. And another thing I wanted to like, it's so easy. And like what I love, an easy and awesome way to add acid to a dish is just by using zest, lemon zest.
So,
Yeah.
what I was gonna say is I like how acid can be easily influenced into a dish with two basic things: any type of citrus,
Yeah.
so zest, juice, the whole thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
Vinegar. Vinegar
Yes.
automatically adds acid, and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. So
And I also agree with not. It's like, oh, you agree with the fact there? And it's like, yeah. So I agree that mastering the way you let acid influence a dish is absolutely one of the things that you can rely on as like if you've learned how to do that, then that's one thing that you've got out of the way.
well, and it's also another like really nuanced thing. I think a lot of people don't think about, how acid would just a little bit of like acidity would like make a dish explode. Like,
So, and that's the thing is like the reason this spiciness works is because the vinegar and the acid cuts it down, and that's what it does.
it, that other thing they were
It
talking
changes it,
about,
yeah.
they were talking about salt is how it basically, hold on, let me see what it was saying about salt. Enhances and balances flavors, making food taste more like itself.
Yeah.
It literally says that it makes it taste more like itself. So salt
Awesome.
like bears things down, strips down things to their natural flavors, and I love that.
Love that. Yep, exactly. All right. So what's cool is we have a lot to talk about with this subject moving forward because
Yeah.
we love food.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah, and that is, but again, I hope that is the sort of direction that we can move towards because again,
Yeah.
we just love food. We're food people, and
Right.
I like the idea of our content being more food focused.
And I actually have an idea of some things that I can share with you that might influence some research that you want to do on your own. So there's that too. Yeah.
All right, cool. So
Cool. All
with
right.
that being said,
Knowledge is power.